Hi, my name's Lexi Vollmer, and this is TNR in Humane Pennsylvania. So what is Humane Pennsylvania? They are a nonprofit that was formed in 2013 with the merger of two animal shelters in Berks and Lancaster County, PA, with the goal of improving the lives of people and pets and their communities. Part of the way that they do this is through the Humane Pennsylvania Healthy Pets Initiative. This includes, but is not limited to, offering low-cost spay-neuter, microchip and vaccine clinics, as well as a pet food bank. Within our counties, we do have a community cat problem. Cats can reproduce fairly quickly. It takes about 9 weeks for them to come to term with their litters, and then while they're still nursing, within a couple weeks after the kittens are born, they're able to become pregnant again. This leads to rapid growth in community cats. These excess cats can provide quite a stressor on the people in their communities, whether it's as a nuisance or the stress of trying to find homes for kittens that are showing up in their yards. And it also provides a stressor on shelters as well when cages are full and we're unable to take in any more cats. The data here was collected from our sources at the shelter. On the graph over here, we have total number of cats broken down by shelter, as well as the total number of stray cats that are coming in between both shelters. Overall, Berks County had more total incoming cats for the majority of the years, and Lancaster had less, with a decent portion of those being strays. On the other graph over here, we have broken down by year the number of stray cats that are coming in versus the total cats between the both shelters, and then broken down again into percentiles. The lowest being 27.9% in 2019, and the highest being 46.4% in 2017. This data here shows by year and by shelter the average length of stay for our cats in the shelters, as well as the total number of cats. Factors to consider when looking at this data include the difference between the shelters. While sister shelters, they do have different policies, so this can affect the numbers. Some of the shelters had changes in policies. Between 2019 and 2020, the Berks shelter went from open admission to managed intake, which meant that you had to have an appointment to surrender any animals. The Berks location also closed the end of 2019 for renovations and reopened in the beginning of the summer of 2021. So this led to, obviously, a decrease in the Berks numbers and a little bit of an increase in Lancaster as they took in some out-of-county animals for Berks. Additionally, there is different numbers that were affected due to COVID-19. Policies changed as far as what we were able to take in, and this affected which types of animals were coming in, strays versus surrenders, as well as some other factors as well. So the solution to the stray cat problem is Trap, Neuter, Release, or TNR. This is a program where instead of eliminating the cats in the area to try to reduce the population, you will trap them, bring them in, get them fixed, sometimes also give them vaccines and dewormers, flea treatment, stuff like that as well to make sure they're all healthy and ready to go back, and then you put them back in the area where they originally came from. This helps to avoid the funnel effect. If we were to instead just eliminate the cats, that opens up the space for new cats to come in from outside of that territory and use the resources that are no longer being taken up by the cats that were eliminated. If you release the fixed cats, the new cats cannot come into their area. They're still using the same amount of space as they were before, but they're not reproducing anymore, and over time this lowers the amount of cats in the area. This is a kind of project that requires community involvement. The shelters can't do it alone. We will need active participation from people within Berks and Lancaster County to bring in the cats that they want to get spayed and neutered and put back outside. They will also be the ones trapping the cats. We will offer trap rentals, but it will be on them to trap them and bring them in for their appointments. It will also be on the people who are bringing them in to track the number of cats that are in their area, note if any new ones are coming in, and if the numbers are declining. Social media is going to be a big part of getting this program started. We can use it initially to gauge interest via polls and other such applications on our social media pages like Facebook and Instagram, and also answer any questions that people may have about TNR in general, about our program, and maybe make alterations to our program to better suit the needs of the people in our communities. Once it's up and running, we can also use it to promote dates for the clinics, when to come, how much it costs, if any, and different items that people will need to bring, anything like that. Components for this project: first and foremost, acquiring materials and staffing. So this will be getting traps, medications, any instruments needed for surgery, as well as acquiring vet staff that will be performing the surgeries, making sure that we have a good schedule for them, making sure that we have trap rentals for clients to use, keeping track of those as well if any aren't returned, making sure that we have plans in place for getting replacement traps. We will also need to have very good data tracking to make sure that we are getting the results that we're looking for, and quarterly analysis, which will just be a bigger version of the data tracking to give a broader picture, just to check in and give information to the board to let them know how the program is progressing. For funding, we will first be applying for grants. There are 3 major ones that we will be looking at: the Lancaster County Community Foundation. This one would not be useful for Berks, but it would be helpful for Lancaster. The goal for this grant is to improve the lives of people within Lancaster County, and as previously mentioned, the community cats provide quite a bit of stress for the people within Lancaster County, so this would apply for this grant to help those people out. The 2 others are the Bissell Pet Foundation and the Rachel Ray Foundation. We are already a member of the Bissell Foundation, so all we would need to do is wait for the cycle to open up and go through their application process. For the Rachel Ray Foundation, we would need to become a member, and then again, once the cycle opens up, go through the steps for application. The other source of money for this program would come from the money saved when less stray cats are coming into the shelter. Annually, just on litter trays alone, we spend over $5,000 to get litter trays for those cats. That money does not include paying for staff, utilities, food, litter, toys, blankets, anything like that also goes into the care of those cats during their stay. And as previously noted, they can stay an average of up to 24 days, and that money does add up. So if those cats are no longer coming in because their parents have been TNR'd and they don't exist, then that money can get funneled back into the TNR program once the grant money has been used up. And if there is excess, that money can be funneled into other projects for the organization. In conclusion, we do have a problem with overpopulation of community cats in our areas. A TNR program fits within the Healthy Pets Initiative to address this problem. Community involvement is going to be a huge factor for making sure that this program is up and running, and an active TNR program will benefit both our organization, the people, and the cats as well. And here are my references.